All right, everybody, welcome to the Red Eye Hour. I'm your host, Jay Meeks, with your co-host, Ray the Grizz. And we're back for another episode. This is episode number 59, and we're calling it Free the Leaf. Just calling it, I titled that because I'm going to talk about some like positive marijuana news that's going on around the country that I think is just good and good momentum and stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. First, though, top shelf updates. I've been wanting to say this for like 3 weeks, and I keep fucking forgetting. I just wanted to talk about that we have a thing called the Gold membership, top shelf Gold membership, and it's what it is a yearly subscription, basically. So, say if you decide to buy it today when you're in the store, it's $150. It'll last you till June of 2025. You get a gold card and everything that you put in your wallet, and we keep track of your name in the computer. You get 10% off every sale. You get 25% off on your birthday. On our Flash Friday days, which is the first Friday of every month, first 25 customers get 25% off. You're exclusive to that, so you can come in at the end of the day when we're way past 25 people, and you still get your discount. You also, it's optional, but you can get text or emails on new products that we get into the store. So you get first dibs, basically. And am I missing anything? Oh,
Yes,
yes, and you get a free pre-roll and a free single dose gummy every month.
but if you cannot do edibles because of certain ailments, we'll give you 2 free pre-rolls. If you don't smoke because you have asthma and you only do
Yeah,
edibles, we'll give you 2 edibles.
yeah, we'll work with it.
That right there in itself is the $240 value.
Yeah,
So it pays for itself, but
yeah, we'll work with you.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's first on the docket?
First on the docket, let me go to my notes. Well, I just wanted to talk about. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh yeah, the other thing with Top Shelf that kind of deals with Top Shelf is we didn't talk about it last week because we were waiting for the magazine to come out. So the Manhattan Lifestyle magazine, we run ads in that magazine every month. And the way we kind of do it in the magazine is we kind of do a cycle of like store branding, a general branding, like a staff profile, a product highlight, and then it just kind of starts over. And we run ads in the Manhattan Lifestyle magazine every month. And to our surprise, the May issue was the women's issue, and they had like women of impact, and they had like K-State athletes and like professionals and doctors and all kinds of fields of women that live in this town that make an impact, and people respect things like that. Then the June issue is the men's issue, and it's called Men of Impact, and me and Ray got picked to be a part of that issue for this month, for this year. So they came and took professional pictures of us and did a little write up, which is really nice. And we were in there with like Judge Wilson and the K-State women's tennis coach and Johnny Taylor and the guys that own the running company and old dude that owns Campus Barbershop.
Old dude.
Well, I can't remember his name. He's not old, but Owen or whatever his name is. And Dr. Hamler. So we were in there with a lot of like cool, people.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal. So that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. And then just going on with the title of the podcast is I just wanted to go over some things happening in the marijuana world in the United States. So one of them, I'll just go through some quick highlights. Dallas voters could see marijuana decriminalization on the November ballot under the new city council plan. So that's kind of happening down there in Texas and in Dallas. I got this one. Nebraska activists say that they need 30,000 more signatures over the next month to put medical marijuana initiatives for the November ballot. 30,000 signatures is not very many when it comes to, I mean, Aaron did that with United Kansas. You know what I'm saying? He had to get more.
But,
you know,
but how many people live in fucking Nebraska though? What's that? Half of the population? Shit.
I don't know. No, I mean, it's but there's Lincoln and Omaha, and
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 what?
then also,
What?
well,
Lincoln and Omaha.
they're big cities, like Kansas City or bigger size. And also North Dakota marijuana activists say they already have more than half the signatures needed to put legalization on the November ballot.
Too bad Kansas is a retarded state and doesn't have that ability to do it.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're waiting on, but
you're waiting on legislators that will drag their feet till the end of the earth to keep it the way it is because they live 80 years in the past.
I guess New Hampshire is another one. They had a conference committee and they struck a deal on marijuana legalization just ahead of time of their deadline. I mean, there's a lot of movement happening. A lot of people, states trying to do it. And also, I learned this little bit of information that I didn't know and I should have known. In 2022, Wichita, Kansas, decriminalized marijuana.
Yeah, up to a certain amount. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't care.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool. But I didn't know that. And, they could at least do something like that here,
Yeah. But, I mean, the big exo facto isn't just with the United States doing their things, is with what Germany did. Because Germany, as a country, as a part of NATO, the UN, legalized it.
Legalized it. Yeah.
So that means that the money can go into the banking system. Even Holland can't boast that because Holland, it's decriminalized. It's not legalized.
Right.
So that's a big step internationally, which is what you really want to look forward to.
And then I have a quick little from marijuana moment that I wanted to read real quick, if you don't mind. States have now generated more than $20 billion in adult use marijuana tax revenue since the first markets opened a decade ago. According to a new report from a top cannabis reform advocacy group, the Marijuana Policy Project also said that in 2023 alone, states collected over $4 billion in recreational cannabis tax revenue, the most ever generated in a single year. That's despite the fact that revenue in several major states, such as Colorado and Nevada, declined last year. So, that doesn't even count their numbers.
Damn.
But new and evolving state markets more than made up the difference. And that trend is expected to continue as additional legalization laws are implemented soon in places such as Delaware, Ohio, New Hampshire, and some of the other ones I read off earlier. State legal cannabis sales can continue to provide significant economic benefits. With over $20 billion generated in adult use cannabis tax revenue since the first sales began, the legal cannabis industry is providing much needed funding for crucial services and programs in states across the country. So I just wanted to read that. I thought that was really good and really cool.
It's a step.
It is, man. I know it's small and it's frustrating for us, man, here in Kansas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's weird, I mean, yeah, the only way to get it is through this farm bill and CBD route, which is great. I'm great that we have that option, but it's so many people I hear every day are just like, dude, when are they going to do it? You know what I'm saying? The only good thing about it is how it keeps going and it becomes more normalized and becomes more normalized, then like when it does happen, it should like there shouldn't be like a large group of people going, "Oh my god," you know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
been around, you know.
Yeah. And the people that are, oh my God, well, you know what? Don't come into the store. Nobody's asking you to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
we
I
don't
don't drink
care.
alcohol, and
Yeah.
I have my negative views about it, but I'm not like against it, and like, but I don't go to the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like badmouth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
yeah,
See?
see,
Yeah.
jeez, man. Yeah. So that's my things. I had, I guess Boeing or something. Boeing and one of the space agencies, they shipped off a few astronauts on the 5th, and they're going to the International Space Station. They're going to be there like a week or two. That happened.
Wonder what they do up there.
Well, as far as I know, but I'm not an expert. This is just off videos and shit I've watched. I mean, they do a lot of different things. I mean, they like grow plant life and study that to see like if they can grow plants and different things in space, not just plants. Like it could be smaller than that, like microorganisms, things like that. Probably adjusting living in space probably takes a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and then I think they just have a lot of. I mean, I know it sounds like real elementary to say, but I think they have a lot of science experiments they're working on up there. Look to that will eventually that data will help us learn like how to live in space or how to live somewhere else other than Earth.
True.
That's what I think. All right. So, were you like? Did you have a good story in mind?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm super excited.
Yeah. So I will I'll change the names,
Yeah.
even though this story takes place in 1998.
Okay.
And we'll change the names just for I know that statutes and limitations, and everything, but so there was this apartment complex centralized downtown Manhattan, and there's a group of guys that lived above a bunch of the football players for K-State, and they would party together. You know what I mean? They had no problems. And there was one dude that lived up there. We'll call him Rick.
Okay.
Well, Rick had a dope Cadillac. You know what I mean? It was like a lowrider and shit, but it did not like you couldn't put it on the highway or anything. And the guys downstairs loved that car, but they knew that he wasn't good for rides or anything like that. But he had a license. Well, one day, one of the football players, we'll call him Lenny. We'll call him Lenny.
Okay.
And so one morning, Rick's passed out on the couch after a night of partying, and Lenny comes up and he's like, "Hey, dude, I need a ride. I need to get to Kansas City because I got a flight going out to Georgia. I'm visiting my family." Well, Rick's like, "Dude, I'm sorry." I was like, "I'd love to take you, but my car, you know what I mean? It won't make it. You know what I mean? It will barely make it to the highway from here. It looks cool, but the engine's shit." Nah, and Lenny's like, "Dude, don't worry about it. I got my girl's car. She's out of town, like doing rowing or something like that. She was an athlete also." And
Okay.
he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll drive you up there." And Lenny was like, "Dude, I got some gas. We can smoke on the highway, and you know what I mean. Like when we get there, I'll just give you money for the gas and for the toll to come back." So they jump in the car. It's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning after a night of drinking. Rick rolls up. They smoke. They get totally blitzed. Next thing you know, they're already in Kansas City. So they get up to the airport. Lenny goes in to get his ticket, and he comes out pissed.
Oh,
Like Lenny's like, "Dude, like I don't know what to do, man. Like he had like a set amount of money, and that's exactly how much the ticket cost." Now, uh, in hindsight, I think Lenny was probably lying here. You know what I mean? Like he thought like maybe Rick would just have some extra scratches to get the car back and pay for the tolls. But no, he didn't. You know what I mean? So then he's like, he's kind of raising a fit like a kid or whatever. And Rick's like, you know what? Just take the trip. You know what I mean? I'll take the car back. And he's like, yeah, just park it at the stadium. You know what I mean? Like my girl will pick it up. She'll be back in town like 2 days. He's like, all right, man, whatever. So Rick leaves the airport. Now, when you're leaving the airport, you can go one of two ways. You can go into Missouri or you can go into Kansas.
Right.
Well, Rick was still stupid stoned from the trip, and he went into Missouri for like 30 minutes. And he didn't know he was in Missouri. So he's like, shit! And he like turns around and like looks at the gas. And he's like, I only got a half a tank. You know what I mean? He has no money for the tolls. You know what I mean? He has no idea what he's doing. So he just gets on the highway and starts driving. And like an idiot, he could have just taken 24, but he didn't. He took the toll road because he wasn't thinking. So, you get the ticket and like he's coming up on, you know what I mean? Like he's got like between Kansas City and Topeka to figure this out. Like, what am I going to do? I don't have any money. You know what I mean? Oh, and here's a highlight of the story. Rick didn't have an active license at the time. So not his car, no license, Herb in the car, and no money for the toll. And he's like, his heart was going a million miles an hour because he pulls up to the toll booth. He hands the ticket. They're like, $1.75 or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? And he's just like, I have no money, dude. Like, I don't have money to pay for this. And like the gas tank's almost on E, and he's like, and the ticket guy's like, dude, just pull up over there. I'll have an officer come and talk to you or whatever. Well, it's at that point, Rick's heart falls into his shoe, and he's like, okay, weed, no license, not my car. You know what I mean? Like he's like, all right, I'm going to jail in Topeka. You know what I mean? For this. It's 1998. So he like pulls over to the side and like he looks back, to the toll guy.
Yeah.
Toll guy, like, he turns to the next guy just to help him. Boom, Rick takes off. And he gets into Topeka. He's like driving around neighborhoods and
right.
Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, I need to find a gas station. And like he gets to a gas station and he gets out. And he's like, I have no money. He's like, how am I gonna get? You know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna put fuel in this? And this is back in the day when you could pay, you could pump and then pay.
Right.
I mean, they don't allow that now. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, you literally have to pay before you pump.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Rick gets out of the car and he's like putting gas in the car, and like there was like 20 people at the gas station when he first pulls up, but like he starts gassing, everybody's like slowly leaving. He's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like just the gas station dude just looking at him, and he's like, man, he's kind of like freaking out, like I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? God had to be on his side, had to be. So he's sitting there and he gets up to like 15, almost $20, and a huge U-Haul backs up in front of the gas station. So it's like blocking the view of the gas, the gas station worker.
Yeah.
He just takes the hose out and just throws it, jumps in the car, hops a curb, gets into Topeka, and he's like driving around neighborhoods. Now Rick's not from Topeka. He doesn't know where he is. Okay. So he has to stop at another gas station to ask them for like how do I get back to I-70? And like, like the people tell him like, oh, you just go down this road, blah, blah, blah. So Rick's like, all right, cool. Gets back in the car. He's got enough gas to get back to Manhattan. Gets back on the highway. And the whole time he's on the highway, he's back on I-70 like a retard. He could have taken 24, but no, he took I-70. So he's sitting there thinking like, okay, the cops are looking for this car right now because I pulled away for the toll booth. I did a gas and go. I hopped the curb. You know what I mean? Like I'm screwed. Well, he's on the highway. He said one cop passed him, and he went in between two cars when the cop was going the opposite way. And he said when the cop went the opposite way, he saw the brakes just a little bit. So the next exit, he just took off, and that was the exit to go to Wamego. So he gets to Wamego, gets back to Manhattan, parks the car, but kept the keys. Went back to the apartment, told everybody what happened. They're like, dude, that's fucking wild. He's like, yeah, but I still have the keys to the car, which has the keys to the girl's apartment. So Rick's pissed off at this point because he just went through turmoil to get this dude's girlfriend's car back and he thinks he's owed something. So Rick doesn't know where she lives, so he goes to the car, opens up the glove box, and figures out, okay, because the registration was for a certain apartment.
Yeah.
Rick, a couple of his buddies go over to the apartment. They don't break in because they just use the key. They go in, scourge through. They get like, I don't know, 40, $50 and some, and one of his buddies, his name is, we'll just call him Josh. Josh raided the fridge and took a bunch of food.
Raided the fridge.
He raided the fridge. He's like, dude, we're getting some for this bullshit. I'm like, Rick's like, dude, this is my turmoil, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's just freaking out. So they take the car back to the stadium, park it, put the keys above the visor, walk back to their apartment. And that was the end of the day.
Dang.
Yeah, nuts. Like, yeah,
That's
it's one of his most insane stories. He's like, dude,
nice.
Weed, no money, leaving the toll booth, gas and go, breaking and entering. I was like, dude, that's insane.
That would make a good solo story.
Yeah, right. But it's not going to be one of those ominous ones. That's one of those funny ones. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
His day just went from bad to worse to tragic.
Yeah.
Like, within a matter of like 2 hours. He's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm driving a car with no license with weed in it, and I got to go through a toll booth, and I'm going to run from them, and then I'm going to go to Topeka, and I'm going to have to do a gas and go and run from them. Yeah.
So that's a great story. Telling that story. That's really good.
1998.
So speaking of stories, so I earlier in the week I released a new solo story, number 14, which is called "Song for Road Cat," that I dedicated to my dad because it was one of his favorite stories. I released that earlier in the week, and then I released one earlier today, late last night, technically, I guess, but whatever. That one is this new program I'm using, which uses AI, and you can like basically put in there like what you want your story to be about. You don't have to type the whole story. You just type in like the main meat and potatoes, right? And if you want certain specific things, you got to tell it, right? And then AI creates it. But then you can edit it, like once it's done creating, you can go in and like take out certain scenes that don't make sense, or say change this to this kind. You know what I mean? You can do all this cool stuff. So what I did is, because I found some of my dad's old stories from when he took like this writing class, like in 91, 92, and he was always a writer, and he just took this writing class just to like make his skills even better, right? And there's a story called My Intelligent Assistant. And it's a story that he wrote back in 1991, but it was about like virtual reality and a holographic assistant that this guy named Bernie Sims created and obsessed. So anyway, in this program I'm using, I typed in like, this is going to be for a solo story, da 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 da. This is the name of the solo story. This is kind of what it's about, and I gave it like a summary, and there are certain specific things I put in there because I still wanted to be like somewhat close to what my dad wrote, you know what I mean? Which basically it is the story, and it's mind-blowing to me, like how it like comes up with the music, and then and I did the AI where it clones my voice, so all I had to do is submit like a 30-second me going, "Hi, I'm Jeremy Meek with the Red Eye Hour, and I give you permission to use my voice to clone it." And like, that's all I say. Like, it's not very long at all. And they take that small bit of my speech, and then the new one I released today, the solo story, number 15, called My Intelligent Assistant, it's my AI voice. Like, I didn't say any of that, which is wild.
I could tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
Slightly. Yeah, you can tell, but it's
But it's cool though.
The only thing, because I watched it / listened to it, the only thing is in that program. If you could dial up your voice's volume a notch or two, you know what I mean? Because like listening to it, like the background music was there, but I think I don't think it was too heavy. I just think your voice was like, when they put it on it, they should dial it up just a little bit so your voice is prominent over the music.
Yeah, and I can probably put that as a prompt because that's what. So, like, what I wanted to do with that story, like, I mean, I thought it came out really cool, even though the solo stories really aren't for to watch; they're just supposed to be to listen to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not super worried about like the video that AI makes, but man, pretty cool though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but now I know how to be like. Now I know how to do the prompts. Like when I do my next one, I'm going to be like, "This is
Yeah,
solo
you just
story."
get better and better at it. Yeah.
You know, I'll be like, "It takes place in this time," because I wanted to be set in 91, 92, and I tried to do that after the
Yeah, they
fact
wouldn't
when I was
allow it.
editing, and it was like, "Nah, bro." You know what
Nah,
I'm
bruh.
saying?
No
But if
switches.
I would have put it in the beginning, it would have like changed the whole look of the video. You know what I'm saying? So I figured out how to like put the prompts of exactly like make a 20-minute solo story. So that way it's not 32 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
whatever. And, you know, there's just, you got to tell it what to do, you know what I'm saying? And be specific. And then it'll fucking do the rest, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
awesome,
great.
man.
That's
It's
crazy.
definitely going to put people out of jobs.
Yeah. So,
But, mm,
yeah.
so-
Sports related.
oh, yep.
Stanley Cup. Yeah, we skipped that. Stanley Cup's going on. It's Edmonton so it's the Oilers versus the Panthers. Panthers won tonight 3-0, so they're up 1-0. Celtics and Mavs played Thursday. Celtics won, so they're up 1-0. They will play again tomorrow, I think 7 or 8 o'clock, something like that. So, yeah, that's where we're at in the sports world. Nobody cares about the middle of baseball because – let's be honest, there's 172 games or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, great.
Right.
And the Lakers want to hire the basketball coach from Connecticut.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a strong push for him. But and LeBron James's contract is up. You know what I mean? So they can later. But he wants to play with his son. You know what I mean? So wherever his son goes is where he wants to go. Well,
right.
if you've watched anything on basketball in the past 2 weeks,
No.
every single scout, every single one of them is like, this guy isn't pro material. Like, he's not pro ready. Like, if you draft him, like, your only reason you're drafting him is because you know you're going to have LeBron James come to your team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not an NBA player yet. I mean, he could be, you know what I mean? Like, that could happen, but there's just so many more, like, talented guys ahead of him that, you know, it's a bad draft pick if you do it. Because you're getting a 40-year-old LeBron James and you're getting a guy that shouldn't technically be starting.
But it's because of who his dad is. Right? What's up? I can't hear you. Did you mute yourself? Talk. Say something.
Oh, my earbud went off for a second. Did you hit something?
No.
Huh, weird. Got to shut up for a second. But yeah, he's not like you see the stats. Like, dude, there's so many more people that are like talented ahead of him, and it's yuck.
Oh fuck! I hit my knee, motherfucker.
That's what you get.
All right.
That's what you get. Yeah, it doesn't happen to me because you know what I mean. You're the one that like Walk
You're
into
laying
people's
on your
bedrooms when it's
bed,
there.
and I'm sitting at a desk. Hey, ugh.
Can't
Okay.
sue me.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you can't
Jesus.
sue me.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody know. I'll let everybody know that story real quick. One time, like 15 years ago, I'm not at my place, and Jeremy comes over, and I have a roommate named Kurt Miranda, and like for some reason, like I just got a brand new like king size triple pillow top bed, and
Yeah, it
like
was
Jeremy
cute.
comes over, and like Kurt's like, "Hey, you want to see Ray's bed?" And he's like, "Okay, like yeah, let's show off Ray's bed." And they go
Yeah,
walking back to my room. Well, back then I had a black board that was about 2 inches thick down at the bottom so cats couldn't get into my room.
right.
And they didn't move it. And
And
Jeremy tore every MCL, PCL, ACL, and just left.
no, I broke my knee. Um, but
Can't
let's.
sue me.
But also, when I went over there and he was like, "Hey, you want to see Ray's new bed?" Which you had told me about, and I was like, "Sure, man." It's dark as shit in Ray's trailer. Okay, we're walking down this hallway. It's fucking pitch black, man, and all I can see is like some kind of light coming through a curtain from Ray's room. That's really the only light that I'm kind of seeing, and I'm like starting to see the bed. I was like, "Oh yeah, there it is." And I went over the board, and
Yeah.
like my leg's still on the other side, and Kurt's like, "Oh shit." And I fucking get up and I'm like, "Oh god, oh shit." And, it's one of those where you're like, "Oh, this is a little bit more than just
Just a
you know,
bruise.
yeah." And then I walked back to our trailer, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, limping down the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, "Oh shit, oh god," Yeah, I broke it.
Can't sue me. I wasn't there.
You even called me like, "Hey, dude, are you gonna fucking sue me, man?" I was like, "No, bro, but what the fuck?"
Like, I'm not expecting anybody to go into my room to look at my bed when I'm not there.
I
But just
know it is kind
I
of
have
weird.
I have the board up, and the way it was braced, like that thing's not moving. You know what
No,
I
it
mean?
didn't move.
Yeah, no. So,
Fuck.
what else happened? That was
Yeah.
awesome. Many moons, many moons.
Oh, good review from those elixir gummies. The mushroom gummies.
Yeah, but I mean, are they really like? We still got the other ones we need to test, or have Josh come in and test. Wink, wink.
Yeah. I don't know. I asked him, I said, "What do you think, man? Is that a product do you think we should bring into the store or not? Were they good enough?" And he says that him and his buddy thought they were good enough to bring into the store, that people would
Yeah,
enjoy.
but a good enough replacement to Wonderlands.
Well, fuck, man. I mean, Wonderland's done. So, I mean,
Yeah,
man, I don't want to talk about that, I guess, the cost.
yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to.
We still got these polka dots too that I gotta try out.
Oh yeah.
But man, fuck, man, I can't be fucking taking mushroom gummies all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Got shit to
100%.
do.
Yeah.
gotta,
Gotta mow the lawn.
I gotta do adulting stuff, and I can't be like, "Oh, we're talking mushroom chocolate," and I'm fucking. Especially when it says like 5 to 8 pieces, God mode.
Yeah.
Walls might melt. Like, I don't have time for that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
No way. Shit.
I don't know, man. If we ain't got nothing else, we can definitely just fucking wrap it up. It's been 35 minutes, so it's all
Right.
good.
No, yeah, for sure. We can.
Okay, let's end with pick your poison.
Oh fuck. 1 second. Oh man. While we're doing that, let me get those out.
Pick your
All right. Man. What you got?
Nothing. YouTube being weird.
Oh, this is a dark one, okay? But it's not like racy or anything like that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. This is for everybody. Would you rather know how you die, or would you rather know when you die?
Oof. I know how I die or when.
When?
When.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Nah. I'll go with the how. I want it to be a surprise. Like, oh, today's the day. You know what I mean? Like, cause you know that the when, if it's like, oh, you're gonna have, you know, you're gonna be in a terrible car accident. Well, every time you get in the car, you're gonna be freaking out.
That's why I want to know. That's why I want to know when. Like, if I know when, then I can like make plans and shit. You know.
Yeah. Let's make it a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're like, you're gonna die of a heart attack. Oh man, that could be any day.
Yeah, it could be like in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
or it could be in a week, or it could be fucking 40
years
from now.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like
how you die or when you die. Like that's because like what if it's like it says how you die is like you're shot in the head. You're like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how did that come? How did that transpire? You know what I mean? Or you know, you drown, or you know, you have a what's the thing with the brain where it pops, and it's just an aneurysm. It just lights out. You know.
Yep. Done.
Yeah. So
I want to know when.
Yeah, I'll go with the how. The when will be the spicy part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So everybody that's listening or after the fact or whenever the hell you watch this, you should leave in the comments your answer to pick your poison. Do you want to know how you die or when you will die? Those are the two questions.
No, those are the two answers to the question.
The questions are: you want to know how you die or when you die?
That's the answer to the question.
Okay.
Jeremy's getting mad. Yeah, see his face just now. Disappointment. I don't know. Like the answer to the question. Wait. So hold on. Would you rather? I don't know. That's a good like. Is it an answer or is it a question? What they're giving back to us.
You asked me a question.
Yeah, so they'll give us their answers.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
They will tell us, oh, I want to know how I die. Or
what if it's like you're watching an episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you shit yourself to death? Like, it could suck, man. It could go so bad.
Or like something dumb, like you're in the garage and you're like, oh, let me plug in this fan real quick, and it's like, bzzz, and then just
yeah.
I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You know, as a spirit looking at myself, what?
Yeah. What if you're a person that flies all the time and it's like, you'll die in a plane crash, and you're like, I don't want to fly anymore, but you got to for your job. So it's just anxiety ridden the whole time, every time you fly.
You don't fly for 20 years and your wife talks you into going on vacation. And you fucking frick.
It's like, oh, you're in a car accident while you were driving. It's like, okay, I got to take an Uber everywhere now.
You can die in the Uber.
No, you have to be driving.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
Well, that's a
yeah.
good one, man. So yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
All right.
Thank everybody for tuning in to the Red Eye Hour with Jay Meeks and Ray. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody that watches it live and after the fact. Please hit the like button, subscribe, leave comments. It's good for the analytics. And we will catch you next week on the Red Eye Hour. Goodbye, everybody.